Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and today I want to talk about level 0 characters for D&D 5th edition. Okay, so I'm running a 2e game right now, but I might have a 5e campaign starting up sometime soonish, hopefully. The players have requested Harry Potter. Okay, we can do that. We have Strixhaven, and we have the I believe it's second edition PDF for something called Wizard Academy of Wizards or Wizards College. Old PDF, old adventure campaign thing. You can find it, look it up, go for it. So I'm combining these two so that if anybody does happen across a Strixhaven book, it's not going to be that. You gotta mix these things up. So combining those two modules slash adventures into one, we have our own unique thing. They want to do Harry Potter, fine, I'll go grab the Harry Potter wiki and swap the names across. The setting would be, I don't know, 8 to 10 years after Potter's parents were killed, so that Potter and Hermione and Ron Weasley are not in school yet. So we're not having the PCs adventure at the same time as the main characters. The PCs would be the main characters. This does mean that since this would happen before the movies, can't kill off any of the named characters that are going to appear later. Or can we? But we're going to need to come up with a way of having our characters be level 0 sorcerers or wizards. I mean, your apprentices, your trainees, you're not fully trained yet and ready to go out in the world. Now, I know Strixhaven was based for a level 1 through 10, but the level 1 characters aren't really fresh, inexperienced adventurers. They have level 1 characters in 5e, just they're too prepared. So we're going to borrow an idea from TSR era D&D of the level 0 character, which you didn't see a lot at a lot of tables. It was a very optional thing. So what we'll do is we'll have the characters roll for their hit points instead of maxing out the hit die at first level, because you're not first level yet. We'll give them the cantrips. So 1 damaging cantrip, 1 or 2 utility cantrips, depending on whether they're going sorcerer or wizard. Don't get your class features quite yet. Your level 1 class features. And you'll start off at negative 1,000 XP. I'll be generous with XP, so that'll be over in a very short period of time. But you got to be an apprentice before you can be a wizard. So what I also want to do is they'll have their cantrips, no first level spells, no class features. I want to give them a new cantrip. So if they're going to be playing in the Potterverse, where apprentices will have magical duels, they need some way of blocking attacks. And what I'm thinking of doing is coming up with a new cantrip where it's basically counterspell, but it only counters cantrips. It's not a 3rd level counterspell, which is useful in combat against people throwing level 1 through 9 spells. It's only good against other cantrips. And it will require, if someone's casting a cantrip at you or at someone else, they're throwing firebolt, pew, pew, pew. As a reaction, you can use this cantrip to try to stop that cantrip. And in order to do so, you have to roll a skill check. It'll be Arcana skill check using the casting attribute of the caster. Intelligence for wizards, Charisma for sorcerers. Uh, but I was in a conversation earlier with someone who thought that sorcerers should be constitution-based casters because they're not casting from training; they're casting from their own innate abilities. They're not using a spell book and the intelligence stat. Right now, we use charisma as a measure of your strength of personality. And the thought is, if this power is channeling through you, and you have to figure out how to control it and focus it as magic, because you're a sorcerer, not a wizard. That's what you do. Maybe it should be constitution based. I don't know if I want to make that change, but if I did, I might also consider swapping over to the alternative casting rules for casters in Castles and Crusades in the middle of the Castle Keeper's Guide. This was an optional rule for CNC, and it could be run in a D&D. What you do is you get rid of the whole spell slots thing. Okay, you're not counting your spells out per day. What it does is, when you want to cast a spell, you have to roll a skill check. You have unlimited spells per day at a cost. You roll your skill check, and it gets easier as you go up in levels, but also gets harder as your spells are of higher level. So a 9th level spell is much more difficult than a 1st level spell. But as you gain levels, you get some bonuses to kind of mash that down too. If you make your skill check, your spell goes off as usual. If you fail your skill check, you would take 1d4, in this case psychic, damage per level of the spell that you failed. So every spell casting is a gamble, and you're using your own life energy to be the ante that you are putting forward to get this thing done. And you are using your own body as the conduit for the energies of the universe to come through you, focus, and then fire out as something bent from your will. But again, willpower is charisma, not constitution. I don't know if I want to do that, but yeah, these are some of the things I'm thinking about. The level 0 apprentice idea, and the usage of the alternate casting rules for Castles and Crusades. Now, you could also have level 0 characters of other classes, depending on what you want to do. Again, I would probably start with putting everybody at negative 1,000 experience points, rolling for your hit points, not maxing out the first die. Once you get to first level, the die you rolled gets maxed out, so you can go from 1d6, go to 6. If a level 0 fighter goes from 1d10 to 10, and then roll for every level above first. Just not allowing the class features, because most of these classes get some pretty decent class features. Your level 0 rogue would not have sneak attack, for example. Still use your skills, so they get their associated skills and proficiencies, but I don't know. That's just what I've come up with for an initial concept. Let me know what you guys think. I just hit 60 subscribers, and if any of y'all want to tell me what you want to hear, please do in the comments. I appreciate it, and I want to give you guys the content you like, whether it's 5e talk or talk of other editions of the games. Thanks. DM Kurt out.